live from HBO Studios. This is After the Whistle. My name is Tim Yukis, and I'm happy to have you guys with us today. Yes, thank you very much. I want to remind you that, yes, thank you. Remind you that After the Whistle is presented by Core Power. Wait, that's the sponsor of the other show? Never mind. So we have plenty of amazing stories to get to in sports today, but first, let's hop into tonight's top stories. I'll be starting off with you this evening. First and foremost, on Wednesday, ESPN covered a spring training game between the New York Mets and the St. Louis Cardinals down in Florida. ESPN had several players mic'd up during the course of the game. One of these players was Mets star Pete Alonso, who actually dropped the F-bomb on live television. Later, Alonso said he was just simply practicing for when the Mets inevitably don't make the playoffs again. In the recent Wilder versus Fury boxing fight, Wilder blamed his loss on the fact that he wore a 40-pound costume into the ring before the fight. They stole our excuse for sucking again next year, said the Cleveland Browns. Surrounding the controversy around Spike Lee and the Knicks, James Dolan reportedly is taking action by replacing Spike Lee with Reggie Miller. Meanwhile, Spike Lee will apparently be taking his talents to Cleveland. However, he might have trouble getting to Cavs games as well, because I really don't think Rocket Mortgage Center has a VIP or employees entrance. The Raptors played the Warriors last night in Steph Curry's first game back from injury. Frontrunners in California are officially very, very confused. We are now 3 weeks into spring training, and breaking news, the Astros are still scumbags. The MLB had a very effective offseason. They made it very clear what would happen to cheaters in their league. For one, they do not have to apologize, and two, they are certainly not allowed to be hit by pitches. That'll show them, said Commissioner. And finally, it just came out that if James Harden wasn't a basketball player, he'd actually pursue a career as a travel agent. How ironic. All right, and that is all for tonight's top stories. I want to introduce to you my co-host, first and foremost, Julio Cesar. Come on out here, Julio. How you doing?
How you doing?
And second, arguably one of the best big men, if not the best in the MAC. Let's bring him out, Warren Williams.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Warren? How you guys doing today? How's things going with you?
Just going, man. Just going.
Yeah, pretty
All
good.
right. Now, the first thing we're going to jump to is the NBA. That's the first subject we are going to enter. Not through the employees' entrance, though, because I don't think we're allowed to get through that. So, guys, what's going on in the NBA? Let's just jump right into the main topic. Let's talk about Spike Lee, James Dolan, and the New York Knicks, and the absolute just train wreck that is the New York Knicks organization. What do you guys have to say about that?
Dolan is showing his head is everywhere but where it needs to be. Like, how are you going to be involved in telling Spike Lee where he should come in by instead of getting some trainers or something for the Knicks? Because, to be honest, it's not fun to watch them at all.
Now, I know Spike Lee has been in the Knicks attendance for just ages, and he spent $10 million on tickets over the course of his lifetime. But some people think, he isn't an employee. Yes, he's going through that entrance for years, but he isn't an employee. Just playing devil's advocate here. The Knicks, some people think he's just, James Dolan in an effort to try to take control is just trying to lay down the law a little bit, say, hey, you're a VIP, we have a great entrance for you, just use that, and we're just trying to keep this for our employees. What do you guys think about that?
I remember when the same incident happened with Charles Oakley. He's a part. He's a part of the Knicks organization. He gave a lot. He gave his body up for the team, and then they disrespected him. It's the same thing with Spike Lee. When you think of the Knicks, you think of Spike Lee, he's
That's
that
true.
guy.
He's always there.
You know what I mean?
He's always there courtside. But overall, just the Knicks are just having another just terrible season, and Knicks fans are just calling for change out there at the Garden. It's just a shame to see, because just things are just going from bad to worse for this team. Because, when we were coming into the NBA season, a lot of people were saying the Knicks could be exciting. They have a lot of good young talent. They might make a push, which just wasn't the case. You
Yeah,
know,
that's the thing. I think it's a very young core team, but like they don't have a sense of leadership on
yeah,
the team.
there's no
And
leadership.
James Dolan, like he sucks.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's move into. There's a lot of talk between the two LA teams. We're going to move into possible title, Western Conference Finals down the line. We're going to talk a little bit of. Let's talk some Lakers and Clippers. Two fantastic teams with some great stars. What are your analysis on both those teams, or where do you see those teams kind of getting to as the season wears on?
I think we're definitely looking at the Western Conference Finals. I think a big factor for both teams will be defense. We know the Clippers got a really good group of defensive guys. You got Patrick Beverly, which I wouldn't consider defensive. He's just annoying, but you got all the pieces. You got the depth also with the bench. And the Lakers, I think they might be needing some other pieces, like one or two guys that can really come in and step up and change the rhythm of the game.
You know, the Lakers, I think they should worry more about offense. LeBron James, he's been doing great this season, wouldn't you say that? He's the most efficient he has been in 17 years. He's shooting a field goal percentage at 46.6%. He's averaging around 25 points, and the guy's like 30 something. Like, that's ridiculous.
35.
A lot of people are wondering: do you guys think LeBron James is overworked? He's starting to get old. He's starting to get ready to file for that AARP plan. Do you think it's time to him to get a little less minutes, try to conserve his body? Because it's the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. Do you think the Lakers should be saving him? Because you're going to overwork this guy. He's as good as he is. He's getting old, and he keeps his body in great shape. Apparently, despite his apparent just terrible diet. But you think we should be taking some minutes off LeBron, trying to conserve him a little bit, and just so we have him down the road a little later?
I think we should conserve him because, like, the way of the game now is like it's more small ball. Dudes are playing faster. I don't think LeBron can keep playing like this at this high level for 82 games. I think he can do it for 50. I think he can do it for 60. But 80, that's a stretch.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to our next discussion. I'm talking about the leading cause of vasectomies in the nation. That's right, March Madness basketball, and that is a fact. You can look it up. So, guys, college basketball, the Final Four is right around the corner. We have a couple of conference championships going on right now, a couple still to come. Who are some big teams you're looking for to spark the plug here and maybe win it all this year?
All right, honestly, I'm not going to be biased. Manhattan Jaspers.
I would say Manhattan Jaspers. I think they got a great shot. I think both teams have a fantastic shot to win it all this year. I think, when it comes down to it, Kansas hasn't seen a defense like the Jaspers.
And then we have
Or UConn.
Dayton with Obi Toppin in the A10. Obi Toppin is a monster.
good.
Dayton runs that 1-4 quick offense, ball screens, double screens, back cuts.
A lot of people think Dayton aren't really, Dayton out of a weaker conference. Do you think they're really a big deal?
I think they're a big deal. They beat a tough VCU team, a tough Rhode Island team led by Tyrese Martin, Fats Russell. No, they're going to be good.
I'll tell you what. Being a New Jersey guy, I was kind of sold on Seton Hall. I'm not gonna lie. I was at the Seton Hall Villanova game at the Prudential Center the other day, and I said, Villanova ended up winning, but they had a large lead that Seton Hall cut back to 1 at one point with like 10 seconds left in the game. I said, if Seton Hall could pull back, I think I would put them in my bracket. They didn't. I want to see what they do in the tournament. But I tell you what, the Big East, that's a really good conference this year. You got a lot of great teams. Marquette, Seton Hall, Villanova. These are all teams. And I think the reason why they're not ranked as higher as they are because they're always beating. Creighton, too. They're always beating each other.
Yeah.
So they.
The thing about March Madness, too, is it's a guards game.
Yeah.
March is for guards. You got Marcus Howard, Miles Powell. That kid's a made man.
Yeah.
Did it by himself, averaging 30 points. He's a beast.
Yeah. Now, we see Duke. Duke hasn't been as good as people thought they were going to be this year and as they've been in the past
They're solid.
in terms of meaning, but they're still very good. They're starting to heat up now. We saw a big win against them recently against NC State. How do you think they'll stack up in the tournament this year?
One game that can describe the whole Duke season is the game against UNC.
Yeah.
We all thought it was
That
going
was
to
an
be over.
incredible game.
UNC sucks, by the way. They're clearly not focused.
Terrible. They're just ridiculous. Roy Williams, you can't fire the guy. It can't be his fault because he's been doing such a good job his entire career, and all of a sudden, now the team just sucks.
But you can tell the Duke players never give up. They fight. They're gonna do good. They're gonna make a run. They're gonna make a
Yeah.
run.
Would you see any possibility of UNC making a ACC tournament run?
I have my hopes high for
Because you know they have the talent. Because they wouldn't be there if they didn't have the talent.
Yeah.
Do you think they kick in another gear and they'd be like, maybe they just make it kind of far? Because they got the Duke game coming up. I think is it this weekend? I think they're playing Duke again. If they can, I think if they
it's on
beat
Monday.
Duke, because they've proven they were close to it last time.
No.
They've proven that they're a good team against other good teams, but just haven't been able to get it done.
Anything can happen in March, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be looking forward to a really cool tournament that anyone could win this year. There's so many names, so many teams, and so many people. It's just a great season if you're a college basketball fan. Now let's move on to a subject that isn't. It's been prevalent more recently, and no, I'm not. And it's been sweeping the nation. And I'm not talking about the coronavirus. I'm talking about the XFL, of course. Now, apparently the coronavirus is in the XFL. Apparently the Vipers or whatever team is in Seattle. Apparently someone on that team has got the coronavirus. Man, this guy Vince McMahon, who started the WWE, and I think he started the XFL at one point and failed. He's trying to start up again. Man, the coronavirus might just take over his thing.
Yeah, I got to get out of the country, all seriousness.
Let's talk about a little bit of some of the rule changes. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the XFL so far this season, but there's some really interesting rule changes, like the kickoffs for one. You have both teams kind of set, like you have the kicker way back. I don't know if you guys can see the table. You have the kicker way back here, and then you have one returner way over here, and then you have the offense and the defense, and they can't move until the guy catches the ball. There's no extra points that you can go for 1 point conversion, 2 point conversion, 3 point conversion on offense after, and it's a running clock, so the clock never stops.
Will some of these rules be implemented into the NFL?
I don't think so. I think the NFL is going to keep it the way it is. But how do you like those rule changes compared to the NFL? How do you think those rules? Because I kind of like the running clock because it speeds up the game. You know, everyone's saying nowadays they want the game.
I do
to
like the
speed
running
up.
clock.
Yeah, the running clock is good. They go back to some college rules. You only need 1 foot in to make a catch because it's safer. They say it's safer if you put 1 foot in because people are trying to get 2 feet in and it's just they're getting hurt. But I think the rules they're doing it to protect the players and make the game seem more fun. What do you guys think about that?
I think the running clock is a nice addition to make the game more competitive, and obviously they're making these measures to subtract the impact the NFL has. I think it's a long way they have to take, but it's definitely good rules. They're on the right track, I believe.
I mean, it's fun to watch. You know, it hasn't taken the. It's going on the right track. It's not getting the fan support that the NFL has yet.
But offense sells tickets, so maybe this running clock will help get more fans.
That's true. Yeah, the running clock. You know what I would love to see? Well, I think it's really important. I think it's important for teams to improve themselves because right now, you want to see because there's only 8 teams. No, yes, there's only 8 teams and 2 teams from each conference make the playoffs. So it's like the college football.
It's competitive.
It's very competitive. But I know if you're a fan of, let's say I'm a Jets fan or a Giants fan, and the New York Guardians are here. They're playing in your stadium, and they're 2-2 right now. And you're a New York sports fan. You really want the team to show themselves. I think if this team makes it in the playoffs, I think you'll get fans in the seats. I think it's the first year. Fans want to see how it plays out. And if it sticks around next year, I think they might get some more fans.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Another thing I think would be interesting is what if. Just play a little what if. What if you took the champion of the XFL and you played him against the Super Bowl champs?
Nah. I could see them doing that with a.
And then you get one half with NFL rules, one half with XFL rules. Just
We don't want to see that beat down.
Hey, you never know. No, they would totally get crushed.
You never know.
Totally get crushed. NFL would just smoke them, 100%. All right, let's move on to our what. Oh, someone's banging on a trash can back there. That means it's time to talk about the Houston Astros. Yeah, so Astros, it's just a topic that people just love talking about because everyone just hates the Astros.
Yeah.
What's crazy about this Astros team is they've showed no signs of remorse at all. They come out and they're like, oh, whatever. What's interesting, Alex Rodriguez, recently said that when he was caught having cheated with steroids, He took his lumps. He said, I was caught. I apologize. I did the wrong thing. He took his suspension. The Astros got caught, arguably doing something worse because, I mean, yes, steroids are bad, but at the same time, you still have to hit the ball. If you know what ball's coming, it gives you a really unfair advantage. And he was really disappointed in the Astros for not just taking the lumps. I do want to read a couple of quotes from other players in the major leagues, and I'll get your guys' reaction to them. From different players who were just reacting to. Let's see. Reacting. I know. Sorry, it just wasn't pulling up. But there's a lot of MLB players who are just upset and angry at these guys, even teams that weren't in the playoffs.
Okay.
So if you were a baseball player
Okay. Yeah.
in that setting, how would you feel? You know, you just have this team of scumbags just cheat their way to a championship almost twice. They did it once, almost twice. You know, what's going through your mind as a Major League Baseball player?
I would lose all respect for them because let's say I'm in the playoff race and some of the games they win take away our chances of making the playoffs. I mean, the postseason. It's not fair at all. And you're taking away the competitive nature of the game. So what fun is that?
I mean, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
I mean, if you put it that way. But I don't know. I mean, that is a saying. But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just something so ridiculous because it's just like it's coming on. It's just not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we're going to talk probably more about the Astros because I'm sure there'll be some new developments. Hopefully, one of them gets hit in the head. But for Warren Williams and Julio Cesar, I am Tim Utkus, and we are signing off here on
HBO.
After the Whistle
See you guys.
on HBO, not presented to you by Core Power. And have a good night.
That was okay.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I thought I had the right website for those quotes, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, that's way funny.
You say one word, and he will mumble it, and this man is just like, this is okay, we got to run this next week.
We're going to do it again? I'm not here next week.
Alright, never mind, we're not.
Nah, yeah, I'm not here next week either.
Whatever, it's fine.
He's going to be winning the MAC championship.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're both
yeah,
going to be
we're-
winning
we're
the
not
MAC
here, bro,
championship
yeah.
next week.
You're here by yourself. Maybe I should start rapping. Right?
Now do it.
Nah, I can't rap.
Everybody
Nah,
from the
I really don't.
313, put your mother effing hands up and follow me. I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. How'd we do?
You went to Cranbrook, that's a private school.
I thought the monologue went well. You guys think
It did.
you guys think it was funny?
Yeah, the monologue,
It was corny, but it was,
Yeah, it was so corny because you look at the camera and go, tap the fucking laugh track. Every time. It was, the jokes weren't even funny. It's just you doing it. That's what was funny.
James Harden one was funny.
Oh, wait. That was the sponsor of the other show?
Never mind.